Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on the Hagenstedt map. Let's get back to reliving the glory days. Now, you do have that option with wheat and barley and now oats, but you don't have that option with like soybeans, corn, canola that we're doing right now. You've never had that option. I have personally gone along and baled up bean straw, and I've also baled up a lot of pea straw. Pea straw, I've baled quite a bit of that and used it, and donkeys, when they get fed pea straw, they grow sleek and fat on pea straw. There's a lot of goodness to be had in it, and I know quite a few people that do bale the stuff. The bean straw, not so much. Donkeys will get good pickings out of it. It's a lot rougher, but it's useful for things besides just animal feed. And you know, it would be nice to have the option to bale up the haulm that comes off of the canola here, so that it could then be taken away and converted into compost or something along those lines. The field's quite rough at this end, isn't it? I don't know if when we get a bigger combine, we may end up having to come back through and smooth out this end of the field so that we can properly get through it all. I don't know. I really don't know about that. I'm going to go in here a minute and just take a look at the options. Yeah, that's why. The turn angle is not high enough. We want that one like that, and weight during unload is off. Okay, we will have those options there on this bad boy. And it should turn a little bit sharper now when he goes, like, he'll come up to this corner, and then he will turn a bit sharper when he's coming back round. He should get all the way down to the other end without filling up the tank. We're on 56% where no, he's not. He's still going out there a little bit weirdly on the corner. I don't quite know why, but I'm sure it has his reasons. Yeah. Not a clue why he's doing that, but anyway, it seemed like for canola, that is definitely too low down into the crop. That's going to be smashing all of the seed heads, that is, long before the combine is, before they actually get into the combine. And you don't really want them to be smashing that far out, not underneath that one. You want that one to be higher up, but I think that's about as high as it will go. I mean, I can just stop the hired help a minute, and we can have a look. I can put it out that way. That is as high as it will go. So we'll just have to leave it like that and let him just do what he's doing right now. And hope that he's going to be alright. He's 72% there. I'll go and get the tractor a minute. We will not use you. What we will do is we will change this tractor over so I can go and get the seed drill with this one in a minute. Which I will do in a minute. And I'm going to have this one here to work in the field and run alongside the combine pulling these two trailers. We will likely, once we've gotten 2 trailer loads, we will take it straight up to the central grain elevator and we will sell. At the moment, the price is staying at 2316, and it's as close to the top field, as close to the field as we can get with any of our sale points. But yeah, the fact that it's pretty much next door to the field at the top there is absolutely fantastic. Now, let's see if I can get into you, because there's about 10% of the tank going along the bottom here. So let's see if I can just start you unloading here. I just want to get some of you unloaded, and then I will pause, and then I'll run alongside you going up the field there. Right, I can go to here. You carry on over that end. Do your thing on the corner over there, and then we can run down alongside you as you sort of head all the way up the other end of the field. Now what's he going to do? Is he going to try and... No, he's not going to try and turn... I did wonder if he's going to, like, try and turn twice or something ridiculous like that, but no, it's not going to do that. I'm going to go all the way forward and do this on the rear one, like this. There. And then I can run down, as soon as I've unloaded the combine, once we've taken everything off of here, I'll then go down, we'll go to the shop with the other tractor, and we will pick up our brand new seed drill, and we'll bring that one back here, so that when we get that one loaded up, so it's ready to go. And then, hopefully, we will get enough money from this harvest that after we sell the combine, we can buy a new combine. And we're going to need to buy 2 headers for the new combine. We're going to need a grain header, just a standard grain header like we've got at the moment. And we're going to need another header as well, a corn header, to be able to harvest the sunflowers, which is our very next crop that we're going to be getting. So we're going to let the combine go on down that way and do what it's doing. And we are going to go racing down here and get our brand shiny new 6-meter planter. Not bad, that. 6 meters. That means that we should be able to get through the fields pretty quickly with that one. I am considering whether or not we should get a new cultivator as well. Get a bigger cultivator. However, the downside to getting a bigger cultivator is... Oh, you know what I didn't do? I've come all the way down here. I've got my front weight on still. That's no good. I can't do anything with that. Right, let's go back up to the yard and we will get rid of the front weight that we've got on the tractor, and then we can come back down here again and we can do what we intended to do the first time round. I ought to put some fuel in this thing as well. We're down to about halfway now, or just above halfway on the fuel. Front weight, where am I going to stick? I'm going to put the front weight in here, in the workshop bit, in there. That's going to go into there, so I will lower you down like that. Unhitch you there. Now, if we're strapped for cash with getting our combine, we do always have the option of selling that forage wagon. Because, remember, it's going to be quite a few harvests before we're able to do it, before we do any more straw again. So we're very likely to be in a position where we can either buy another forage wagon and get a different one, or we're going to be looking at baling the straw anyway so that we can keep it back for our cattle, which is, I mean, eventually we want to get some cattle, don't we? That is the eventual aim here, is that we want cows and we want to do milking. But I don't know if we're going to have reached the point where we want to start getting cows before we next plant a straw crop. I mean, if we haven't, then maybe we could go with bales, or we might be in a position to get a bigger seed drill, sorry, not seed drill, forage wagon anyway. So we wouldn't really need to worry about this one. Now, I'm going to fold that bad boy up. Like that. And then, there we go. So there is our brand. Let me just pose with this one. Come on, strike a pose. Strike a pose. There we go. Look, there, I'm striking a pose. You know what this is for. Right, I struck a pose. We are now racing back to the farm. And we are on 60% on our canola, so we don't need to worry about that one just yet. I'll get this one filled up with both fertilizer and seed so that it is ready to go. We're not wanting to plant corn, though. We are wanting to plant sunflowers with this one. We can also plant beans with this one. We can plant beans with this one and with the other two. I'm thinking it will probably end up being faster for us to plant beans with this one than it is using the other two. And this is also sugar beet and cotton as well. Right now, we don't need to worry about planting the other crop. So, yeah, we've also got the option of getting rid of some of those over there and swapping them out. But what are we going to pull them with? Because we've got these other two small tractors. And then... Oops. Wait. Sunflowers there. No, not there. Am I going to be in the way? I need to go this side of it. There we go. Right, seeds. Load that one up. We've got a nearly full tank. We've got 600 litres of sunflower seed on board. Let's turn off our flashing beacon right there. And then we can bring you over here. Lower that one down like that. And then open the lid there, and it also puts out the front so that you can stand on it when you're putting in the bags. You put the bags of fertilizer over the top of the grid, and then if there's any lumps in it, they sit on top of the grid, and then you just use a hammer and you break them up to push them through the grid, and then they're small enough to get flung out. Well, I'm saying flung out by the discs. This isn't a fertilizer spreader. They're small enough to be pushed in through over there. That's what you use them for. Right. very quickly. I need to go to you. So let's start up. 97. We're not going to get to him before he stops, but we can get this one unloaded, and then we'll go back. We'll fill up the seed drill, make sure that one's ready, and then we can... I'm going to also have the combine working up and down the field, I think, from this point on. This is the 3rd time round the field that he's doing at the moment. So we'll bring you up to there like that. He's going to lower down into the crop. And he's away. I can let him go up to the corner now and go around the corner. And I'm going to go back to filling up the rear trailer on this one as soon as we've gotten up alongside it. And if I go through to here a second, once he's gone around the corner, I'm going to change it so that he just runs his way up and down the field. Why has he gone out like... Oh, that was where I stopped. I must have missed a little tiny bit. I must have missed just a tiny, tiny little bit. So, no, what I want to do now is I want it to go up and down like that. There. And then go to you over here. Now I got to race along as fast as I possibly can and get down there before he actually fills up the tank again. But, yeah, he's got that little kink right in the middle of the field, which is going to make life a bit difficult for us. I'm wondering if he's actually going to stop there and try and turn round on that bit. He's at 99%. Is he going to stop? No, he's not. He's going to keep going. Oh, that's brilliant. That is fantastic. Right, so that was cutting it pretty fine, but it worked. So that's the important bit. That's the important bit. It worked. We managed to get it unloaded properly. So I'll take everything off into this back trailer, and then I can run down to the other end of the field again so that we're there ready and waiting so that we can run alongside the combine as he runs back up through. I'm hoping that what we'll be able to do is the combine will run all the way down to this end, back up. Is he going to do it 4 times? Don't know if he'll do it 4 times or not. I'm kind of hoping that he will be able to get up and down 4 times, but there is obviously the distinct possibility that he won't. We'll find out soon enough. Right. I'll run back down here anyway. And then I am ready and waiting and raring to go. And then once I've done this bit, we go over there, get to that tractor. We can make sure he's loaded up. It would also be nice to get the small tractor with the cultivator going in the field over here. We could get that one started. Do I go and buy another cultivator? There's a question for us. I could go and sell both of the cultivators and I could start this going. Like, what cultivators have I got in here? Let's have a look. We want to have a look in there, and cultivators are the low horsepower ones. So I've got this Stara one, which does allow you to plant at the same time. It's a trailed one rather than a mounted one. And there's 24,000. This one does the same. This allows you to cultivate, and it also allows planting of a couple of different crops. I've never actually used that as an option. And then it moves up to these bigger and more powerful ones, like that one there. That requires 300 horsepower to pull it along, and that one's not much better. Like, none of these are actually, these are pretty bad options. It's disc harrows that we're going to want. Like, you got that one there, it requires 100 horsepower, and then you got the Agromass right here. Now that one's not too bad. It's 5. It's 140 horsepower requirement. That Amazon requires 180 horsepower. It's quite big. That one is. I do wonder if we would have the capability of pulling one of those other ones. I've got that mod right there. I'm not going to use that one in this series because I think that's underpriced for what you get for it. And it sort of, it doesn't seem balanced enough. But I do wonder about this one. This one, I do sometimes have some issues with it because it doesn't spread properly. And it like the way that it drags around can be a little bit annoying as well, but generally it's pretty good. It does require 140 horsepower, so this tractor right here would be no good for it at all because that tractor is only 80 horsepower. This one here is 150 horsepower, so the Fiat in theory should be able to cope with it. It's just the other one won't be able to. Now, I want to go to here next, and I want to go to fertilizer, and I want to load that one all the way up. So there's a lot of fertilizer in there. It's $2,800 worth. That's gone in, euros worth. That's gone into there. So I will close that down. Close the lid as well. Kablamo. And that one is now ready to go. Lift that up like that. And I'll shut you off again, just for now. And then I want to go to you. Right, so if I was to go and get that other cultivator, the disc harrow, it would be that one. If we were going to do so, if we were going to make a change, it'd be that one. This one here is 3 meters wide, which is the same as the cultivator that we've got. This one is also 3 meters wide. Now, we got that one. We got 2 of those. They're only $7 a pop. So we got 2 of those right there that run up and down the field, and they're absolutely fine. This one here is also fairly similar. So, do I really want to be changing us? 25,000 for that one. We haven't got the money at the moment. Right now, it's not an option because we just don't have the money. We can't afford to go and make that changeover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of these cultivators on this tractor so that it's ready to start breaking ground. Let's jump back over to you over here, and I'm going to go over to the workshop, and right, the combine is heading back up again. He should get down to the other end, and then we can we can get the tractor working on it again. So I'll bring you into here like this. Now that should be in the right place for doing it. So I want to repair that one. That is 220 euros there, and I want to repair that one. Another 22 euros in there, and I can jump back onto you. We will unfold you. So, no, at the moment we won't upgrade the cultivator. We're not going to go for anything bigger just yet. But what I am going to do is I'm going to start cultivating already. I'm going to get this one going. I don't think I'll worry about doing anything along the end of the field, the bottom end. I'm going to leave that. I know that you probably wouldn't realistically do this, but I'm not too concerned about that because I'd like to be able to get a move on and get things going. So if I start you working in the fields, you can get a move on, you can get things going. I can start up with this one, I can get him out of the way of that one over there. The combine should be able to stay ahead of the cultivator without too much trouble. And that means then we'll have the field cultivated and we can get the seed spread onto the field as well. Seed planted in the field well before we finish the next one, which is kind of what I'm after. I would like to be able to get this field all planted before we've even finished combining the next one, and that's efficiency. That's what it's all about, is efficiency. Now this combine is good. It's doing this job without too much trouble. So we could just go and get a corn header for this one, and we could stick with this combine. It's just that, especially if we're looking to go for the slightly bigger field that we've got right next to us there fairly soon, I'm not sure that we really want to be hanging around for that. I'm like hanging around and waiting for this combine to do whatever this combine needs to do. I'm thinking it would be better if we had a bigger combine that is able to just run a little bit more. Now we've filled up the back trailer now, so we've only got the front trailer to go. There's about 8,000 litres of grain can end up going into the front one, so we'll probably have a completely full double trailer here before we finish this field here, and then we can head up to the top, and that'll be another double trailer full from up there as well, I would think. That would be my guess. Anyway, okay, so that combine is going to spin round and go. Cultivator is working. Don't think he's going to catch up with the combine. Now, obviously, if he does, we'll just tell him to stop for a minute, and we can let him go and do some other things. But right now, I think he will just chug along at sort of the same rate that the combine is going. I don't think it's going to be a lot different to it. You can come over here. I will turn you round over this side like this, and I'll bring you down there. So you're out of the way of the combine, and you're ready to go when the combine, because the combine is going to come all the way back up, turn round, head back down, and then back up again. So he's got a couple passes to do on the field before we're ready to unload it. Turn that engine off a second. And you over here. I want to get going with the planting, but we're not ready to start planting yet. So we can't do anything with this one. So this one is just going to move over here, and he's going to park up, and he's going to be there on the sidelines, ready and raring to go. And then this one heading back up through. He's doing a great job. Let's go over and have a look at the combine. Got that one working. He's racing down across the field. We're on 25% at the moment in tank. And this is the bit where we've, like, I still don't know if it makes a difference where it says needs ploughing. Now, we've got the lime requirement turned off, so in theory, it shouldn't make any difference to anything whatsoever. It's in this option right here. Lime required is off. Whether or not you need to spread lime on your fields periodically to keep yield high, whether or not you need to plough your fields periodically to keep yield high. So, at the moment, the map is telling us that we have these requirements, but we've got the option switched off within the game. So in theory, we shouldn't have these needs here. But we don't actually know. But we're getting closer and closer now. We're harvesting this. We've got sunflowers to plant and harvest, beans to plant and harvest, and then corn to plant and harvest. And we'll find out if the periodic ploughing is the corn, like because after corn, when you don't, I think when you turn the periodic plough, when you've got it on, when you've got ploughing requirements, after you do that corn right there, it will then need ploughing. We have to go through and plough the whole field. If we don't have the periodic ploughing on, even after planting corn, it shouldn't require ploughing. And that's the setting that I want it on for this series. I don't want to have to worry about going through and ploughing once I have finished doing any work on the field. If the work on the field, the ploughing, that's enlarging the field. That's the only bit that I want to be doing on the map. I don't want to be doing any other work to it. I don't think we need to. At least that's kind of how I'm looking at it. And the cultivator has got no chance of catching up with our combine. Looking at it over there. Power harrows, there's nothing, I was going to say, there's nothing in power harrows that is going to, we've got a 4 meter spread on that one. It's 18,000, only requires 100,000. That one there is a 3 meter spread, 95 horsepower requirement. So they both out horsepower the small Sammy tractor, the Argon that we've got. But, I mean, 4 meters is slightly better than 3 meters that tractor over there is using. But still, I believe at the moment, we've got the best option. For the very small cultivators, these are the best options that we've got right here, that one that we're using. Something that I'm a little bit disappointed in is there's no kind of mid-range, right? You got a 6 meter one, and over here you got an 8 meter one. They both go right up to 400, 300 horsepower. You've got these two options here as kind of mid-range ones, but they're ones that you've got to put seed in as well, and I don't really like that. And I suppose that one would be alright, but it would have been nice to see a 4.5 meter springtime cultivator around these ranges here, but without being trailed and without having the seed boxes on as well. That would have been a nice sort of cultivator size to go for. There is a 5 meter one there, which is not too bad. That's 240 horsepower requirement, though. See, again, it's a little bit too big, and that's not a springtime combination. That is a chisel combination. That's a much more powerful type of machine in there, and it's not the sort that I want. There's a 6 meter one there that requires 150 horsepower. That's a springtime. That's actually closer to what I want. That one right there, that Sapphire right there. There's a Horsch over here that's 10 meters wide. Good gravy. That's a Stevie one. That's a Cavernland one over there. So this one here is 140 horsepower requirement, and is 6 meters wide. Yeah, a little bit wide. You know, it'd be nice to have one that was a meter or two. Well, 6 meters. Oops, not paying attention here. If it was a meter smaller than that, or a meter and a half smaller than that, in theory it could more easily be pulled by these tractors here. That would be pretty cool. I would actually really like that. I'd like to see that as something. I'm sure there are mod cultivators out there that would do that. I'm absolutely certain of it. So maybe we could go and find one of those and I could use that. Although I'm kind of thinking that by the time I'm ready to be upgrading to those cultivators, I'm not going to be wanting them on the farm anyway. Like, we'll have other things that we'll be doing here that won't include running this combine and these small tractors here. These will have all been traded in and we'll be running something quite a bit bigger than what I've got right here. Quite a fair chunk bigger than what I've got right here. That combine, what are we on? We're down. Well, I've emptied it out. I'm going to run alongside it down to the bottom end of the field again. And that's going to put us up to 17,500 litres in here. So then we've got room for another 3,000 litres in the tank. That is right. No, 4,000 litres in the tank, sorry. We got room for just under 4,000 litres still in the tank here, which is... We're not going to be able to empty out this... We're not going to be able to do everything from this field. So what I'm actually thinking is I'm just going to take this as it is. Let's have a look a minute. 2316, that hasn't changed. So I'm going to run this as it is. I'm not going to get any more. And I'm going to take this first load straight up to the mill and we're going to sell it. See how much we get for that. So we could possibly even just on this with 2,300 per 1,000 litres. 17,500. I mean, even if we say 2,000, we're still looking at well over 30, good at 35. So possibly around about 40,000 euros. 40 grand. That might be enough to trade in our combine now. Once I tell you, we could finish that field, trade in the combine for a new one. I'm thinking this is the wrong tractor to be running off to the mill with, to be honest. Trade in the combine, then go and get the new combine and bring that back, and use the new combine to do this field up here, and then sell that for just like a little bit extra. Because I mean, the cultivator, we don't really need to worry about the cultivator at the moment. And the next 3 crops, we've got our bigger planter, so we've got the money, we've already got that one purchased. And we can plant the sunflowers that we're about to do, we can plant the soybeans, and we can plant the corn, all with the bigger planter, if that's what we want to do. There's no issue whatsoever there. Yeah, I'm sort of thinking this might not be a bad idea. Buy the new combine, straight away. That'll do this field a little bit faster while we're getting the rest of the planting done, and then we can also get going with the other stuff up here. Let's see how our smoothing job seemed to be alright down the other side. And that's definitely running along there a lot smoother. There's no sort of sudden jumps up and down with the tractor as we're going along here. Doesn't seem to be. No, I like that. That's looking pretty good here. And then round we go. So, despite the fact that I do like this tractor, I am thinking that maybe we should sell it soon and we can buy something else instead, because this one is quite weak. It's nice just revisiting it here for old time's sake, but I was never that taken with this tractor. It's just like, it's a nostalgia thing. You look at it, you see, oh yeah, this is brilliant, it's fantastic to see it back, and then you realise that back when you were playing a game, you got rid of the tractor as quick as you could, because it wasn't very strong. So he was able to do a little bit, but it wasn't able to... It didn't blow your mind, did it? It didn't change your life when you were using this tractor. Yeah, let's go like that. So I said roughly 40,000. We had 47,000 when we set out. I think we've relived enough glory days just for a moment. We're going to take a breather. We're going to have a little bite to eat. And then we can get back to it, nice and refreshed, and relive a few more glory days. There should be some names coming up right now that you can have a look at. It's names of people who are in the Great Book of Names, people who have supported this channel, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.